Hey, welcome to Planet Hex Review Time. I'm Andrew Hawnt. These are the mini episodes that I put out twice a week where I review something I've been checking out, revisiting or discovering. You can find my full-length Planet Hex videos each weekend where I cover pop culture, VHS tapes and all kinds of weird stuff. So today I'm going to talk about this movie here, Black Eagle, which I've revisited on DVD after not seeing it in years. I used to watch this movie on VHS back in the VHS days of glory, and it's been a long time. I found it 50p in a charity shop, so I thought, I'll give that another go. Also picked up some stuff like No Retreat, No Surrender recently, so I'm looking forward to revisiting that. But this movie stars two people that I've seen in lots of really cool movies from back in the day, and, you know, you would hope from a film starring both Jean-Claude Van Damme and Sho Kosugi that you would get a no-holds-barred, all-action, romp adventure. Instead, what you get is Black Eagle. So this movie came out in 1988 and is more of an espionage CIA sort of spy movie where a US Forces special agent played by Sho Kosugi is sent to retrieve a lost laser guidance system from a fallen F-11 jet, fighter jet, which was shot down over the Mediterranean. So it was shot in Malta, I believe. A lot of it was shot in Malta, and Kantani, Sho Kosugi's character, is sent in. His code name is Black Eagle. Now, judging from the cover here, you would imagine that Sho Kosugi and Jean-Claude Van Damme appear in a lot of this movie, and they don't. There's lots of scenes of old white guys in suits walking down steps arguing. There's lots of car chases. There's some fight scenes in it. Sho and Jean-Claude are both in the movie. Sho Kosugi gets way more screen time than Jean-Claude Van Damme, but Jean-Claude Van Damme is barely in it, which is it's a bit dodgy when you see the size of him on the cover art there, and indeed most of the covers that you see for Black Eagle. I've put that one up. It's not the classic cover, but it's the same one as the DVD I picked up. So I thought, just for consistency's sake, I would put that up there. So it is watchable. It's watchable in that sort of mid to late 80s TV movie vibe. It has a bit of an Airwolf and A-Team vibe to some of it. It's okay. It's okay, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's kind of hard to be positive about something that's so spectacularly mediocre. That is just my opinion, and I'm not gonna like everything that I revisit on this show. But I enjoyed it. But it's not as earth-shaking as I remember it being. I'd remember watching it back in the day mainly for Sho Kosugi because I was a big fan of a film we did called 9 Deaths of the Ninja, which I'd got on X-Rental VHS many years ago from Video Magic, and I really enjoyed that movie and wanted to check out all the other stuff he'd been in, and found Black Eagle. Now, I'm not saying it's bad, it's just not as good as the other stuff that these guys were in. We all know what Jean-Claude Van Damme went on to do, apart from Street Fighter. Let's just glaze over that. But it's when you consider he did things like Bloodsport and Kickboxer and Time Cop and Hard Target. Hard Target is amazing, and yes, I'm including the mullet. When you think he did a load of stuff like that, and Sho Kosugi did things like Enter the Ninja, if I remember rightly, and a lot of other things, you would want more from Black Eagle. Now, I think my main issue with the movie is the pacing of it, because you know that Sho and Jean-Claude are going to meet up and have a great big fight. You know that's going to happen, yep. That's the whole thing here. It's building towards this confrontation between the two of them. However, that doesn't happen for most of the film. It happens at the end. Don't worry, they do get to duke it out, but it takes a long time to get there. You feel like there's a lot of running around, and the film doesn't really go anywhere for a little while. It's not padded. I just think the script is a little slow for it. Some of the performances are very wooden, but that's part and parcel of the era, and that's absolutely fine with an action martial arts movie like this. It's just a real shame that there wasn't more action or martial arts in it, or indeed Sho Kosugi or Jean-Claude Van Damme. They're not in it as much as they really should be, since they get top billing. They're all over the artwork and things like that. They should really be. I don't know how you do it. I don't know who the leads are in this film. There doesn't appear to be a definite lead in it, but Sharon and Jean-Claude are the main characters, and they do a great job with the material that they have. The action scenes are great. Sho Kosugi's sons, I think it's Kane and Shane Kosugi, are both awesome, and they get fight scenes as well. They're kids in it, and they get awesome fight scenes, and it's very much of its time. It's watchable. Don't get me wrong, it is watchable. It's not a waste of your time. It's a good way to spend, what was it, 90 minutes or so? 93 minutes. There is a director's cut, which is 104 minutes, which is better. But this is the standard version I've got this time. But do seek out the director's cut if you like your action movies with some martial arts, with some cool moves, and with some really enigmatic fighting performers. Do check out Black Eagle. There are better movies out there from both of these stars, and it is a shame it's not as great as it could have been, but it is watchable. It really is watchable, so do give it a try if it's missing from your life and you are an action movie fan, just like myself, especially 80s ones. The 80s trappings in this, they're quite spectacular. So that's my little review of Black Eagle from 1988, starring Sho Kosugi and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Please do like and subscribe to the Planet Hex channel for more reviews like this twice a week, and the full-length Planet Hex episodes at the weekend. Thank you very much for joining me for this episode of Planet Hex Review Time.